in. Some of these events also had speed networking, where I was given 4 minutes to hear about a company, tell them about KLBD, and get their contact details before being passed to the next one. It sounds stressful, but it was actually quite fun. And I've had 2 applications from one of the events through the speed dating, I was going to say speed networking event. So let me show you one of our first ranges of products here. Okay, so this is one of our newer ranges. It's called Full Green. It's made from cauliflower, broccoli, and sweet potato, and is used instead of couscous, rice, or any grain in salads and hot dishes. It's low calorie and very healthy. There's 3 in the kosher range. They're available in most leading supermarkets. If you go to their website, you'll find lots of ways of using Full Green as well. We launched our first ever cookbook in March. I will send a copy to the shul and they can send it out to you because it's all online. You'll find lots of recipes in there and also some more for Full Green and many of the other companies that I'm going to show you this evening. So a little about KLBD, Kosher London Beth Din, also known as the Kashrut Division of the London Beth Din, is the leading UK and European authority on Jewish dietary laws. We're one of the world's 5 leading kosher certification agencies, along with OU, Star K, Kuf K, and Circle K, these latter 4 being in the USA. We're also the oldest in the world and the largest in Europe. The KLBD certification is known for its reliability and for its professional approach to kosher certification. We also belong to ACO, Association of Kashrut Organizations, which only accepts kosher agencies of the highest level. KLBD certify over 50,000 ingredients worldwide and well over 4,000 retail products. We certify over 1,500 factories in 71 different countries. We exhibit a few times a year in Germany at Europe's largest ingredient show, Natural Organic Products Europe in Excel in London, and Kosher Fest in New Jersey, USA. At Kosher Fest, we allow some of our certified companies to use the stand with us to promote their products. This helps them to grow as they get in front of some of the most important kosher buyers in the world. Kosher Fest doesn't allow all kosher agencies to exhibit or all food manufacturers. They need to be of a high standard so that all buyers, distributors, and anyone else visiting can be sure that any products that they want to order or taste will be of the highest standard and respected worldwide. Show you another range of products here if I can. So this is Full Green. We certified Full Green last year. They have a fantastic range of spices and herbs. We certified 179 from their range. They have 39 fantastic kosher blends, including a shawarma mix, which I use sometimes for roasted vegetables, a za'atar, which is of course great on salads, or to put on bread and other things, and also a madras curry blend. I was trying to find a ground caraway for some Tunisian salad recipes, and they were the only brand I could find that sold it. All the new packs, which you can see in the picture, have our logo on. If you come across an old pack, please check on our app, isitKosher.uk, to make sure that the one you're picking up is kosher. They're available in many independent shops, as well as in Morrison's. In addition to my department's certification, we have a couple of other departments. Licensing, which licenses the restaurants, shops, caterers, and events, and arranges the inspectors, the shomrim. All our inspectors have been trained, and there's different levels of training depending what area they're focusing on. To be able to kosher a kitchen in a hotel to be used for a kosher event is complicated and needs to be done by a highly qualified person. They also license many of the Kosher for Pesach hotels around the world, with our inspectors spending weeks making sure these hotels are kosher for Pesach before and during the Chag. Then there's the food technology department, producing the Nosh Guide, the Really Kosher Food Guide, and working on the app for the community. They also answer calls throughout the day largely from people in supermarkets wanting to know if various products are kosher. Another part of their job is the groundwork for approving some products as kosher. The work I do in certification is mainly a service to the community, to get as many retail products certified as I can so that we have more choice of what we can eat. I also work closely with the companies that KLBD certify to help them make the most of their certification, making sure the products are readily available to the Jewish communities in the UK and that you know about them. We're fortunate to have a number of world experts in staff. Their expertise include dairy, whiskies and spirits, fats and oils, flavors and colors. These are all complex ingredients and products within kosher, with flavors and colorings possibly having up to 40 different components in one flavor or color. We're contacted regularly by other kosher agencies who need the expertise that we have in-house. Companies certify their products as kosher for many different reasons. It could be that a distributor from Israel or the USA wants to import their products and have asked for them to be kosher. Or they could feel that by having kosher, they'll be inclusive to everyone, and this will improve their sales. One company contacted me recently as they supply pre-packed foods for school lunches and want to be able to supply the Jewish schools too. The reason for having kosher is financial, and for them to keep their certification year after year, they need to see their sales rise. You'll find KLBD products around the world, including Israel and the USA. Ryvita, Jacob's Crackers, Dorset cereals are but a few that are available in the USA, with Tiptree Jam, Coleman's Mustard, Mars, and many others available in Israel. I normally attend a food show in Dubai each February, and their supermarkets have a fantastic array of KLBD products, most with our logo clear for people to see. For me, that was a great help, and for many others too, I'm sure. The new Abraham Agreement between Israel and the UAE has meant that that both countries can now export to the other, and that kosher certifications of great importance in the UAE. We now certify 7 large companies there, and since the agreement, I've had 5 more large companies apply for kosher certification and expect many more. It may not be so easy to certify them, because as well as the usual issues we look for, camel milk, which is not kosher, is readily available in the UAE. And we need to make sure that not only do the products not contain this milk, but also that there's no chance of contamination in the factories. An interesting story I heard from the owner of Luxado Liqueurs from Italy when I met him in Milan. He was excited to meet me for the first time after working together for so many years. He said he's getting fantastic sales in Morocco. I found that quite strange, Morocco being a Muslim country. He said they told him that if they were going to drink alcohol, they wanted it to be kosher. So Luxado have produced for me a very short video, which I'm going to show you now, which I do hope you enjoy. Bear with me.
Hi, my name is G. I'm the Global Brand Ambassador for Luxado, and as you can see, we have a delicious range of Italian liqueurs. They're all kosher certified, and if you want to buy them, you can find them online at places like Amazon and drinksupermarket.com. Today we're going to be focusing on the wonderful Luxado Limoncello. We're going to be making a super simple cocktail that's really easy for you guys to create at home. The drink we're going to be making is called the Luxado Lemonade, and everyone loves lemonade. It's a really simple drink, but it's also really easy for you to find your own twist and then mix it up a little bit. So first we're going to start with a cocktail shaker, and into that you're going to need to put a double shot of Luxado Limoncello. This is going to be followed by a single shot of fresh lemon juice to give it that nice acidity. Now we could just shake these 2 ingredients right now with some ice, but I want you to add your own personality to it. To do this, you can add any fruits or fresh herbs that you want into the shaker as well. Today we're actually going to be using the juice from our wonderful Luxado Maraschino cherries. This is going to give it a wonderful cherry flavour to it, so essentially we're making a bit of a boozy cherry lemonade. So I'm going in with about a teaspoon of our wonderful Luxado cherry syrup. We're now going to shake this with some ice, and then we're going to strain it into a tall glass with fresh. So the water creative now
Lovely. I hope you enjoyed that. So we've been certifying Luxado liqueurs now for many years. A huge selection, 91 products in all. We certify their liqueurs, their jams, and their syrups. Luxado was started in 1821 and still owned by the same family called Luxado. They're now in their 7th generation. They made us this video just before Pesach, so I hope you did enjoy it. I talk to food and drink companies from around the world when I go to visit these exhibitions. Anuga in Cologne every October has over 8,000 exhibitors and around 170,000 visitors. Gulf Food in Dubai, 5,000 exhibitors from 182 different countries. Natural Products West in California, 2,300 exhibitors from 132 countries. Maybe these figures don't mean much, but these exhibitions are huge. In normal times, I visit around 16 exhibitions a year, and most are not as large as these. The large exhibitions can last for 5 days, but talking to companies can be exhausting, and 2 to 3 days is more than enough for me. But having met around 300 companies during one exhibition, there's always interest in kosher from many of the companies I speak to. Let me show you another range now. Okay, so I'm sure many of you know the delicious Buja Buja ice creams. They're parav, vegan, organic, soya and gluten-free. And as they put it, made only with a handful of carefully sourced ingredients, including cashew nuts and sweetened with agave or coconut syrup, and all certified through us. We also certify 2 of their chocolate truffles, Ecuadorian and raspberry. Each of the 8 ice creams have a number printed on the tub, between 4 and 7, representing the small number of ingredients used to make them. They're available in Waitrose, Holland & Barrett, and many independent shops. And they're delicious. There's hundreds of products on the promotional sheets you received through the shul. Many I'm sure you never realized were kosher. Those and the ones I mentioned here are available nationally, either in supermarkets, health food stores, or online. There's no need to go to kosher shops to buy them. With the KLBD app, isitkosher.uk in hand, you'll find lots of certified products around your supermarket. We've just added fantastic filters to the app: gluten-free, parav, dairy, meaty, KLBD certified, and all certified. These filters should make searching even easier. In the supermarket Indian section, you'll find Greenfield's herbs and spices, Eat Real and Co-Fresh snacks, Foodco chai teas, and Gita's chutneys, sauces, and pastes. The pastes and the sauces are brand new. They were also just a few months ago, so do look out for them. They are really, really good. In the free-from section, bee-free and Warburton's, gluten-free breads, wraps, and crumpets, Dove's Farm, cookies, flapjacks, cereals and mixes, the Buja Buja ice creams, as I said, and the Butte Island vegan cheeses. They're hard cheeses and they're cream cheese. And if you check the app, many of the supermarket brand vegan cheeses are certified by us too. We recently put up on our Facebook group that the whole of the Marks and Spencer's vegan cheese range are all kosher with us. Sainsbury's also make a free-from ice cream known as their iced desserts, and they're also kosher certified through us. There's a vanilla, a strawberry, and a chocolate. Then if you go to the bakery section, you've got the Hovis breads, the Warburton's breads, bagels, breakfast products, and many more. Not all Warburtons have the KLBD logo on, so always best to check the app. It's a bit different with the Hovis. Hovis either, if it has the logo, it's kosher. If it doesn't have the logo, it's not kosher. Obviously, we always suggest that you use a kosher bakery first, but if you are out and about and somewhere where there is not a kosher bakery, at least you've got these options, which are really easy to find. Around the supermarket, you'll find the Rude Health granolas, milks, mueslis, and even some of their crackers. Dorset cereals, granolas, and mueslis. Some of the Kettle Crisp flavors are kosher by us as well. They have the logo on them. And also some of the popcorn, proper corn popcorn products. A new snack brand in Morrison's called Good and Honest. You'll find a picture of these on the product promotions. They're really good as well. And there's another new one that's just come out in Tesco called Beeps, which is popped black-eyed beans, which are really tasty. Then if you go to Holland and Barrett, it's a great place for both KLBD certified snacks, like Urban Fruits, Naked Bars, Plamil Chocolate, which is all dairy-free and parav, Eat Real, and also their superfoods like Aduna, Naturia, and Rainforest. Please check on the app in case some of the products don't have the logo on the pack. I do my main shop each week through Ocado, and I'm finding that some of the products in Ocado's kosher section aren't actually kosher. And I'm sure it's possibly the same with other online supermarkets too. I came across one the other day and immediately called Ocado to tell them, please don't just accept that something's kosher because it's in a kosher section. If you're unsure, always check the app. I'll show you another range here. So these are Lexi's Treats. It's a very small company who certified 2 of their bars at the beginning of 2020, put the logo straight on the packs. They're dairy, they're also gluten-free and only have 99 calories a bar. And then they added another 3 at the beginning of this year. They're all available through their website and through Amazon, and hopefully they'll be in supermarkets very soon. All the promotions sent you will have on them some of the places that they're available to make it easier for you to find them. So the first stage of getting products kosher certified is for the company to complete a very short application form. We ask for their company details, if the factory manufactures anything with dairy, meat, fish, or grape. The reason we ask about these particular ingredients is that these are the most significant when certifying products as kosher. A short synopsis on their manufacturing process and a flowchart always helps. This should give us enough information with a bit of research to ascertain whether or not the products can be certified kosher. Saying that, if there's one of the 4 ingredients mentioned in the factory or in the actual product to be certified, we will need to look into the factory setup in much more detail before being able to ascertain if the product can be certified kosher. We also check to see if there's any other products they produce that we can also include. We don't need to change, we won't charge to certify these extra products as they're made in the same factory. We'll then ask for a list of all the ingredients used and some other technical data. One fact important to us is what else is being made in the factory. We look into every ingredient, where it comes from, and in most cases, whether that company has a kosher certificate for that particular item. The ingredients are graded, A1, A2, and A3. A1 are straightforward, such as grains, flour, sugar, and salt. A2 are where various simple processes are involved, like dried fruit or roasted nuts. For these, we would need either a kosher certificate or a statement from the company that produces it. And sometimes even with that, we will ask for a kosher certificate afterwards. A3 are more complex, like emulsifiers, flavors, colorings. We would need a kosher certificate of the highest standard for anything brand and become synonymous with kosher. And there's no doubt in the mind of the consumer that the products can be eaten. Where possible, we try to coordinate with a company before they design and build a factory to make sure it will be compliant. Certifying Mars chocolates and ice creams with all the different ingredients and many factories was a time-consuming challenge. As I said, we need to know what else is made in the factory and if anything else is made on those particular production lines. Any chance of contamination with a food deemed to be not kosher will make the product to be kosher certified as not kosher too. This is the case with meat, non-kosher fish, and in many cases with fruit juices and smoothies, where grape juice is often used in the drinks or on the lines. Companies have started using grape juice instead of sugar, so they become exempt from the sugar tax. Other issues could be crackers or biscuits being made on trays that are also used for non-kosher cheese. This would make the crackers or biscuits non-kosher. Power of ice cream and chocolate being made on the same machinery as dairy products would make the power of ice cream or chocolate dairy too. Other issues we've had more recently are vegan products like burgers, sausages, and mince being made in the same facility and often on the same line as meat products. We can certify these products as kosher, but they would need to be made in batches with a rabbi present at all times, a 24-hour stop from before we started, as well as a kosherization of the lines before each production. We also need to know if products are produced hot or cold. Kettle crisps flavor their crisps cold, which make them much easier for us to certify. If we need to change anything in the factory, we would advise the company to make these changes. Sometimes they'd be happy to do so. Sometimes they would not, or just can't make the changes needed. The expense of changing trays on a production line because non-kosher cheese has been used on them could be tens of thousands of pounds, and having to kosherize a line or ovens with a 24-hour stop from grape juice or dairy or anything else could be impossible for a factory that's producing 24/7. As many companies do not produce their own products, but use manufacturing sites, we familiarize ourselves with sites around the world that can produce kosher. If a company is unable to certify as kosher at the site they currently use, we can advise them on other sites where this can be done. One of the largest manufacturers of Tetra Pak drinks in the UK is unable to easily produce kosher because so much grape juice goes down the lines. I've had 6 companies now whose products are being produced there, keen to certify kosher, but just can't because of this issue. So we've advised many new companies on sites in the Netherlands and in France that we know for sure can produce kosher. Luckily, we've just now found one in the UK as well, which is better still. Once we're happy with the ingredients and factory setup, the final step, I'll just let that person in. The final step is for one of our auditors to inspect the site, checking all the ingredients, the process of manufacture, and all documentation. The auditor checks the certificates are up to date and walks the factory, checking the ingredients. This is done at least once a year, or for complex products more often. Once the company has certified their products as kosher, they need to make sure that people know they're now certified and where the products are available. This is very important for us too, as we want to make sure you know about all these new products. We can help them with this, but the responsibility, of course, lies with them. I've been working closely with a large Lithuanian company called Uga, who produce many different products, but we're certifying their delicious ambient soups as kosher. This needs to be done in batches, as a rabbi needs to be present for the production. I've been able to arrange that these batches will go to Israel, the UK, and all over Europe through a French kosher distributor. This works perfectly for everyone. Uga sells more soups, and we get another delicious product available in our kosher shops. Within the contract, companies also sign that they'll put the KLBD logo on pack. This is often too expensive for small companies to do straight away, as changes to packs can cost thousands of pounds, which means we need to wait for the logo to be printed. But as time goes on, more and more products have the logo, and it's becoming easier for us to find them in store. Let me just show you another one, another range here. So this is Supernature. So Noel started Supernature in Ireland out of a simple passion for making her own natural treats for one of her daughters who was unable to eat dairy, gluten, or processed sugar. They make their own chocolate and roast all their own nuts. They're parov and available in health food shops and online, with only 4 different ingredients in each product. I see them when I go to Planet Organic every week, and they all have our logo on. So they're very, very good as well. Question I'm often asked is, what's the difference between certified and approved products? As I said, KLBD certified products have been checked to the highest level possible through checking every single ingredient as well as an in-depth inspection. Products that are approved are investigated by our food technology team and approved on the basis of information received from the manufacturers. The investigations are carried out through correspondence and the phone and cover ingredients, processing aids, and shared use of manufacturing equipment. An important difference between approved and certified is that companies who certify their products as kosher have signed that they will not make any changes to the ingredients or anything else without informing us first. This is not the case with approved products, although generally you can pick up important changes quickly and keep the public informed. If you're able to purchase certified products under a reputable Herrscher, this is always the best. We help our certified companies as much as we can. We meet with them to discuss what they should do to make sure that everybody knows that they're now kosher certified. We give them a list of UK and Israeli kosher distributors to contact. We send the details of their certified products to distributors and kosher shops around the world, as well as our KLBD caterers, shops and restaurants. We promote their products through our roadshows and virtual roadshows like this evening. We include an article on their company and products on our website, promote their products on our Facebook group and over all our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We have nearly 10,000 members on Facebook who are constantly looking for new kosher products to purchase. We offer them the chance to put their recipes using their kosher products or ingredients through our social media. Whether it's cheese for Shavuot, honey or agave for Rosh Hashanah, or dried fruit for Tu B'Shvat, all their recipes are really appreciated. We put their product details on our app, isitkosher.uk. The app is free to download and works offline, and many kosher tourists come to the UK with the app, and local Muslims use it too. Finally, we can take their products to Kosher Fest, the world's largest kosher food exhibition, for display and for people to see. This is the best kosher exhibition for companies to be seen at. We'd highly recommend that you download our app, isitkosher.uk. This will allow you to search all KLBD foods available in the UK. Please also become a friend on our Facebook group. It's called KLBD Kosher Direct. The group is there for you to ask questions and, as I previously said, see what's new and what's on offer, and recipes from some of our certified companies. Let's just show you this quickly. So this is our new Kashrut alert. It works through WhatsApp, and it tells you of any alerts, new products certified, products that are no longer kosher, and anything else we feel that's important for you. Please take a note of the instructions at the bottom. There's two ways of linking in with our WhatsApp. One would be to scan the QR code at the bottom, and that will automatically make sure that you get all the updates. And the other way is to put our phone number into your contacts and then send us a WhatsApp message saying, please add me. The telephone number is +44 208 343 6333. I don't know if everybody knows where these alerts are. They're called status updates, and it's a little circle in one of the corners, which if it has a dot in it, means that you have some status alerts waiting to have a look at. It may not be from us. It may be a friend or somebody who's there sending them as well. Definitely worth looking at these, because you'll find all the newest products as soon as they come out. When I speak to new companies about kosher certification, their response is sometimes that they've never been asked for kosher. Please, if you want to have a product certified, contact us. But more importantly, contact the company themselves and tell them you'd like their product to be kosher. The more people that do this, the more chance you have of your favorite products becoming kosher. I hope you've had a look at the adverts with some of the companies we certify, along with some of the promotions. Please take advantage of these. Please support these companies and all other KLBD certified companies by buying their products. They've worked hard to have their products certified. just show you this, the last one, last promotion. If you do have any queries in the future, please don't hesitate to contact me. These are all my contact details. You can take a photo of the screen or write them down. And hope you find some new kosher products of interest from my talk and the promotions you've received from the shul. I'm sure they'll send them again to you if you ask. One other thing I want to say, which I don't think I mentioned, was in March we brought out our first cookbook, and I will send that to the shul as well, and I will ask them to send it to the whole community. There's some lovely recipes in there, so I do hope you enjoy them. Thank you very much for having me.
I thought you were taking this over, David. Thank you, Sharon, for that.
Pleasure.
I do have one question for you, which has been something posed over a number of years, is about meat products and whether if it's KLBD or if it's Cadasia, or is all meat product under the London Board of Shechita? How does that work? Or is it just the delicatessen products which are under KLBD and Cadasia, and the meat? Well, how does that work?
Well, all meat, none of KLBD don't deal with meat, but I think Manchester also have their equivalent of the Shechita department, so it's not just us. But no, we don't deal with meat at all.
So all the meat is under London Board of Shechita,
yeah, or Manchester, yeah, or Manchester,
yeah. Yeah. Or some of the Mahedrin in.
Yeah, there's lots of other ones as well, but yes, it's not KLBD. No.
Okay, so the KLBD is just the deli products within those stores, those
yes.
butchers.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Yeah, and the shops themselves. So some of the shops like Mendy's and Tapuach and Kosher Kingdom are actually shops that are certified by us. So they can't bring in any product that they want from anywhere in the world. They need to go through us first to make sure that we're happy with the hechsher on that product before it's allowed in store. So you can kind of feel happier that anything in the shop is you can enjoy and you can eat.
So if the deli products, for instance, are approved by Cadasia within a particular butcher, the meat itself is otherwise under London Board of Shechita and it's absolutely fine.
I honestly can't tell you about butchers for two reasons. I don't go in them, and also we don't deal with meat. So yeah, apologies, I can't tell you about meat.
No, that's fine. That's just clarity. There's Nicole Moss wants to ask a question.
Hi, Nicole. Don't take yourself off mute.
I'm unmuting you if you'd like to.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
You talked about approved things that are approved. How often do they get checked? The manufacturing process. If you approve something.
Yeah, it should be every year. It isn't always every year. Sometimes it takes longer because there's a lot of products that are approved. The real reason for having the approved products, honestly, is not kind of really for people like us who've got kosher shops on every corner. And, you know, it's really for people that are in areas around the country that just don't have the opportunity to buy kosher. And that's really who the approved are for, you know, when there isn't an alternative. So that's really what it's for.
And the other thing is about Marmite.
Well, yeah.
Are they going to reintroduce it or not?
We're not sure. We've got it diarised for next week to contact them again. It is a problem. It stopped. So last August, the distributor went back to them and said, I'm running out. I need to do another order. And they were told, sorry, we stopped making it. We contacted them. Nobody seemed to know why they'd stopped making it. But then one person said to us it was because all the pubs were closed and there was none of the yeast available that was used for making the beer. And if you look in the shops at the non-kosher Marmite, you'll find that there's only, I think, the 250 available. You won't find all the sizes like before. So it isn't just that hopefully they haven't, but it isn't just that they've stopped the kosher ones. There is an issue there generally. So just need people to drink more beer. So hopefully that will be a help. Hopefully it'll come back. Pleasure. Gwendolyn. David,
can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Yeah, you can hear me. I just wanted to ask, do you cooperate with the Cadasia? And I get a lot of food, believe it or not. Aldi sell a lot of my bread and things under the Sephardi Kashrut Authority, and they've all got the Sephardi logo. Do you cooperate with the Sephardi Kashrut Authority, the Federation, and Kedassia, or are you totally separate entities? Do you have any cooperation with them at all?
Well, we talk to each other. I mean, Kedassia, they don't certify that many products. I think it's more for licensing. I think it's more for catering and stuff like that. But yes, we definitely talk to each other. And we also, for instance, if we're certifying a new product and we need a certain amount, some of those ingredients to be kosher, and they've got a Federation Hechsher on them or a Manchester Hechsher, we'd obviously respect that, and that would be good enough for us to certify that product as kosher. So yes, we're.
So you do that with the Sephardi, Sephardi as well, then? Yes.
Sephardi, grey area. So.
Is it really?
Pardon?
That's what I buy.
But I do know that things are changing in the Sephardi. I know that they have a new head up there and things are changing. So I don't know if that'll make any difference at all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
David, you're on.
David?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
There's quite a lot of countries that have got Jews in them. A reasonable amount of Jews. So is there a KLBD in, not KLBD, but the equivalent of KLBD in all these other countries?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Right.
Definitely. Croatia, Mexico. I was in Colombia and there was so many products certified by the Colombian Beth Din. I mean, even eggs, there was white eggs certified, loads of different things. And we've been in Mexico as well. Yeah, Mexico's got quite a large Jewish community. I think it's in Mexico City. Every country that you can think of, as I said, Croatia as well, all around the world. They're not all, sometimes they're just a local rabbi who's literally doing it for his community. Sometimes you will find his products somewhere else in the world because somebody wanted to import them. But normally it's done for the local community. That's how it started anyway, because the local community wanted kosher products. There's over 1,500 in the whole world.
Because I've got a bit of a problem because I had a problem once with the wedding. My son was getting married in Leeds, and the caterer came from Manchester, okay, and there was a particular item which I can't remember what it was, but one of the best things said yes, and the other best thing said no, which I was shocked about because I mean, either something is kosher or something isn't kosher. So when you take it, so that's the problem that we've got here, okay. But when you're not talking about all the different hechshers around the world, as you just said, might be a local rabbi, I'm sure is okay, whatever. But how do we know how safe we are going into any country that is kosher? Because they may have the same problem that we don't know about from one bed into the other.
Absolutely. Now, what my suggestion with that would always be to go onto our Facebook group, ask Michal, and she will give you a list of all the reliable hechshorim, whatever the hell you ever pronounce it. She will do that for you. I can't give it to you now because I don't have the list with me, but there is a list like that of the hechshers throughout the world which we class as reliable. Yeah.
But are there hechshers then that aren't reliable?
Yes, there are some that, well, but put it another way, there's some that are not as the same standard as KLBD. That's the best way of putting it.
Then that's going back to something like.
Well, no. Let me put it another way. Okay, so we had a crisps company come to us, and they were exporting to Israel, and an Israeli hechsher was charging them £2,000 a month to come once a month to be there for the production and then go back. And they were doing this every month. So it was costing them £24,000 a year. They came to us saying they really can't afford £24,000 anymore because the distributor in Israel wanted money for marketing as well. So we said, not a problem at all. We had a look at the ingredients, the setup, everything else. We said we could do it for £3,000 a year. No, that wasn't the issue. That wasn't the issue. We started doing the work on the ingredients, going through all the ingredients as I explained, and found that one of the flavorings wasn't even kosher. I mean, that's the best way of me explaining it to you, is by giving you an example. All I can do is tell you what we do. I can't tell you what other agencies do. We're not there all the time. We only see from examples like this.
Because you see, I get indigestion when somebody won't eat KLBD meat, but they will eat Cardassia meat. And I know this is a big problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
Everybody has to do what they feel to be right.
Yeah, but it's either it's kosher or it's not kosher.
I can't do more than give you the example that I did. Thank you anyway for your question.
Okay.
Does anybody else have a question?
They're very quiet in Edgware already.
Are they always very quiet?
They're always very quiet. So they're shy. Once you've gone, they'll have lots of questions.
Yeah, I know that. There's some questions in the block here. You have to be careful with vegan products, especially ice cream, as a lot of them contain nuts. If that's a nut allergy, that's something different. But I say, yeah. I mean, the big issue is things being made on dairy equipment as well, especially things chocolate, I was told recently, because chocolate is really difficult because it's quite oily to clean from any equipment. So when it's made on dairy equipment, it does become dairy. I think that's about, there's no other questions.
There was, interestingly, I don't know how long ago it was, and I don't know how accurate it was, but I believe there was an issue over a product approved by KLBD as kosher, but there was something in it that the Vegetarian Society didn't approve it.
I don't know what it was.
Is that something that could possibly happen?
I don't know what the product was, so I honestly
I
can't
don't
say.
know. Maybe somebody here may have heard that, but as I say, it was something I heard, and it was a while back. But
no idea.
Just one of those. Is
If you
anybody?
tell me what it was, then I could answer. But
Yeah, I know. I'm sure. Anybody else ask me anything?
It says David's got his hand up again. David, do you have another question?
I feel bad that I and David are only asked questions. Anyway, just to keep it going, you mentioned you go around the world and looking at all these exhibitions and so on and so on and so on. And you mentioned Dubai, which is obviously now it's become pro-Israel. We even had Rabbi Sana here, who's now the chief rabbi of the UAE now, and is very, very interesting. And we asked him questions about how many Jews there are in Dubai and so on and so on. And it's building up. A lot of Israelis coming in now.
Yeah, there are.
But you said they have a very big exhibition there. But what could you ever buy there or sell there?
Well, we're looking to certify different companies, different products from all around the world. And, it's not just Arab countries that are exhibiting. It's Germany, it's Holland, it's Iceland, it's America, it's Canada, it's England, it's every country you can imagine. So anybody producing anything that is suitable for kosher, we can speak to and hopefully certify. As I said, we're already certifying 7 large companies in the UAE that produce all sorts of things: halva, tahina, dates, sugar, drinks, lots of different things. So there's no reason why not. As long as we can be 100% sure that there's no contamination with anything in the factory and that all the ingredients are suitable. Most ingredients are actually kosher certified, a lot of the ingredients, and it's not like a retail product where it takes absolutely ages in the UK to have a logo put on the front. With ingredients, they do it straight away because people need those ingredients to have the logo on so that they can produce kosher products. And quite often, even if somebody doesn't want their product, their final retail product to be certified as kosher, they still want the ingredients to be certified. So it's, I've done a couple of, I did one myself. I did an audit myself in Dubai because I was there for the exhibition and there was no one else there. Just a very simple one, I may add. But I've been to other ones as well. And literally you see big logos. It could be Star K, it could be KLBD, it could be any of them. But literally the auditor, the rabbi walks around looking for all the logos on the ingredients.
What might be a reason why products which are vegetarian, but even more so vegan, what is a reason why they may not be approved as kosher?
As I said, it could be that they're made on equipment that is that's had meat on it, that's had anything non-kosher on it. It may be that, yes, we could certify them as kosher when they're being made on that equipment, but they need a 24-hour stop and kosherization, and maybe the factory just can't do it. So if they're working 24/7, they won't be able to just close down a couple of lines just to certify them as kosher.
Mind you, I'd be very surprised if vegan products were being prepared on by machinery that's used to make meat.
Oh, they are. Oh, without a doubt, they are.
Really?
Without a doubt. I've had, I can't tell you, maybe 7, 8 different vegan companies that are producing vegan meats come to me wanting to certify as kosher, and we just can't do it.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. Meatless Farm is the one that we do certify as kosher. That's vegan. That's also on sale in Israel. They do pates, little pates, they do burgers, they do mince, and they do sausages, and they're all kosher certified by us. There's also Manchester do some, and I can't, V-Bites, I think, is Manchester. And then there's other ones too. There's other products, but it's definitely is a problem. A lot of the meat companies, I think there's one called Richmond, which I think is a non-kosher sausage, and they produce under the same brand vegan products. A lot of the vegan products are being made on meat equipment.
Yeah, there was the news item some months ago about, I think it was Burger King were doing vegan burgers, and they were cooking them on the same platter that they cook the meat burgers.
That's different. That's
somebody turned around and they actually said, they're vegan burgers, we want to give them the flavour of the normal. So,
no, but this is not for that reason, obviously. This is actually where they're made at source on meat equipment. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a problem.
Is anybody else wanting to ask a question?
There's a lady here, Viv. Viv, if somebody can unmute her. Somebody unmute Viv, please.
Where is she?
Bottom left on my screen. Hi, Viv.
Viv, if you could unmute yourself. There we are.
Hi, Viv. No, she's still muted. Hi, Viv. You can speak now. Hi, Viv.
It always comes up. You're the host, isn't it? I get trouble if I don't say something. David always think, what's the matter with Viv? She doesn't say anything. She ill.
How can I help you?
Yeah, sometimes, do you know, sometimes suddenly kosher food is not kosher. We're all eating it because we go by what it says it's kosher. Suddenly it's not kosher anymore.
You want to know why? It could be a few reasons. It could be that somebody's changed an ingredient, and that's why. But it could be that they've stopped their certification for many different reasons. I mean, during COVID, there was quite a few companies that stopped. I mean, they just couldn't afford it, and they had to prioritize. And just kosher was not the main priority. And sadly, they've stopped. A couple of them have come back again since, because they realized how much they wanted it. But it could be as simple as that. You know, it could be lots of different reasons. Lots of different reasons why. As I said, it could be they've changed ingredients, and that's why they can no longer, or they've changed factories. That's another one. I mean, we've had drinks, alcoholic drinks that were certified kosher in the factory they were being made. They decided to change factory, but we couldn't certify them in the new factory because a lot of grape juice was going down the lines, which would automatically make the lines non-kosher unless, again, there was a 24-hour stop and a kosherization.
If they change their ingredients or alcohol or something, anything, they change it over, how quickly do they tell you?
They normally tell us before. Because they actually read their contracts. We know that because they often ask for little things to be changed. So they often tell us before. They could say, well, we're going to change the alcohol or change the factory or change something in it. I mean, some of the alcohol is made from dairy as well, so which would make the gin or whatever it was as dairy. We certified 2 dairy gins, I think. One's called Black Cow, and the other one is from the Cotswolds, I think. So yeah, because it's alcohol that's come from dairy. So there's, so things like that happen as well.
Do many alcoholic drinks come with a Hefscher?
Oh yes, lots and lots. Have a look on the promotions I sent to everybody.
But in whiskey?
Whiskey, do they, sorry, what was going with whiskey? Are there
Whiskey,
lots?
generally, most of them don't.
Well, there's quite a few that do,
Okay.
for a few reasons. There's quite a few people now, especially, that will only drink whiskey with the Herrscher, even though United Synagogue allow all whiskies, and also because more and more whiskies are being second treated in wine or sherry casks.
Yeah.
That's another issue as well. There's one, I think it's going to take a couple of years to come to fruition, but we've started working on a whiskey which has been matured in a wine cask that's from kosher wine. And that's a big deal. And it's one of our rabbis, our main rabbis, who is overseeing all of that. So that's a big deal.
I hope he's not overseeing it too clearly and drinking it at the same time.
I think Faye's got a question.
Who has?
Faye, can you, Faye? Hi, Faye.
Okay, hello Sharon, very
Hi.
interesting, thank you very much. Marks and Spencer, and this has been going on for many years. Some Tesco products, Tesco own brand, are certified, like baked beans, some Sainsbury's, but Marks and Spencer, you mentioned the vegan cheese before. Why can't some of their products, do they not allow you to check their products? I mean, I'm sure some of the bread is made in the factories, perhaps where they make Hovis or Warburton's, which is kosher. Do they not allow you to, check
when
their
you say
products?
allow us, that's more for the approved side. For certification, they actually have to request that their products are kosher.
Right, do they not request it?
No, they don't. And you will find that when things are kosher certified, belonging to a supermarket, it's because we certify that company already for their own products. Right. So, for instance, the Sainsbury's ice cream is being made by a company that we already certify, and they've put Sainsbury's on their kosher certificate.
Yeah, it's like the bread. I mean, bread might be made in a...
but it may not be. It may not be, you can't be sure of that. So, that is why normally, I mean, other than the baked beans, because the baked beans are actually made to order. They are made for Tesco, and that's well before my time, and I don't actually know why that first started. But that is, really it's a standalone. There's nothing else quite like that. The rest of them are done like the vegan cheeses because we already certified the company that's producing them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Oh, wow, we've got a few more questions now. Stanley, do you want to unmute yourself, Stanley? No, you have to unmute yourself first. I can't hear you, Stanley. No, can't hear you. Okay, we better go on to someone else. David.
These people, I can't see any hands up.
Yeah, because everyone's got their hands up for me. I've got a David.
Oh, you're looking at that. I don't see their pictures. I'm only...
Mankoff. I've got a David Mankoff, but you need to unmute yourself, David. David, I'm
asked to unmute.
I have done. I pressed that. Hi, David. Hi. David Mankoff, would you like to ask a question? I can't hear you.
He's unmuted as well.
I know. I can't hear you, David. I'm really sorry. Can't hear you.
Well, let's try Stanley Russell. We've asked you to unmute as well.
Yeah, I've asked him already once. I've asked him again. No.
David Mankoff has actually muted himself, so.
So maybe I'll try Gwendolyn again. Gwendolyn, do you want to unmute yourself? They can obviously hear me. Yeah, great.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Could you repeat again? You see, I get the text messages of the KLBD alerts.
Lovely.
Is that the same thing as what you told me just now to send my number to WhatsApp? Is that
okay? So you'd know if it was the same thing if the text message you're getting are coming through WhatsApp. Are they coming through WhatsApp?
I don't know. I don't know if they're coming through WhatsApp. All I know is I get a text message.
I don't know. If they're coming through WhatsApp, it will be the same thing. I don't know of any other any text messages that we send out anymore.
All right.
So
Well,
it's
if
worth
you don't,
setting up the
then,
WhatsApp.
so shall I, what do I do? Type the 0208 343 6333 number.
Into
What
your
do I do with
address
that
book.
number?
Into your address book, and go into WhatsApp and send us a message from WhatsApp saying, please add.
Right. And I'll type in that number into me contacts list.
Into your own address book. Lovely.
I see.
Super.
Right. Thank you. Right.
Okay.
If I may,
Oh, hi, Stanley. Yeah, I can hear you now. Great.
what's the problem with grape juice?
Grape juice has to be kosher. Anything coming from a grape. So a grape or a raisin is absolutely fine to eat. But once the grape has been squashed, anything that comes out of it has to be dealt with by an observant Jewish person, and it had to make it kosher, and it has to be kosher. The reason goes back to the time of the Romans, when the Romans were using grape juice for idol worship, and we wanted to use it for sacramental use. And it was all being mixed up together, so they'd use it for their idol worship, then they'd pour it back in the bottles, and the Jews were very concerned. They didn't want to start making blessings on wine that had already been used for idols. So they said at the time that from then onwards, anything coming from the grape, whether it's balsamic vinegar, wine, grape juice, grape sugar, has to be checked by a Jew. That's it. Simple as that. That's it. So that's why. Thank you for your question. At least it's a good one. Thank you.
David Mankoff is now unmuted.
Hi, David.
Is there?
No, we still can't hear you. You must be on mute in your own computer.
How strange.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yep.
Anyone else before we go to the competition?
Oh, let's go to the competition.
David, are you ready for the competition?
In theory.
Okay, so should I explain it?
Yes.
So David's going to put up a multiple choice 6 questions. You need to answer. You want to put it up now so they can see it, please? The prizes. Okay, no, that's not it, because that doesn't have any questions on it.
Excellent. That's definitely a poll. Hang on.
Okay.
Let's end
If
that.
not, we'll have to do it manually.
You'll have to get Phil back.
Okay, so that's not going to work. So can everybody get a pen and paper? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up my email address again. And if everybody, by the end of this evening, can email me their answers, I will read out all the questions. Yeah, so everybody got a pen? If you can write down. And it's good prizes, it's worth doing. Let me tell you, these goodie boxes are 5.5 kilos each. So they're full packed of products.
Wow.
So if you could email me by the end of evening, Sharon FV, Foxtrot Victor, at klbdkosher.org.
Sorry, it's on there, isn't it, Sharon?
Yeah, I've got it on the screen for everyone to see. And then I will ask you the questions with the options, and you will choose one option for each question. Tell me when you're ready and I'll start.
I'm ready.
David, Lando, should I start?
Yes, absolutely. I won't be entering. I know the answers.
Okay, so question 1, Supernature. How many ingredients does each product contain? 4, 7, 5, or 6? Supernature. How many ingredients does each product contain? 4, 7, 5, or 6? Okay. Question 2. Lexi's. How many calories are there in each bar? Lexi's. Are there 99, 102, 88, or 116? So that's Lexi's. How many calories are there in each bar? 99, 102, 88, or 116? Okay, I'll go on to the next question now. Luxado. We certify 3 different types of products within the Luxado range. Other than liqueurs and syrups, what is the third? Is it gelato, jams, pastas, or tonics? So Luxado, we certify 3 different types of products within the Luxado range. Other than the liqueurs and syrups, which is the third? Is it gelato, jams, pasta, or tonics? Greenfields. Name a supermarket where Greenfield spices and herbs are available. Asda, Morrison's, Ocado, or Waitrose? Greenfields. Name a supermarket where Greenfield spices and herbs are available. Asda, Morrison's, Ocado, or Waitrose? Full green. What is full green made from? Potato, rice, cauliflower, or couscous? Full green. What is full green made from? Potatoes, rice, cauliflower, or couscous? And then the last question is, Buja Buja, what is the maximum different amount of ingredients in each pot of Buja Buja ice cream? Is it 4, 6, 7, or 9? Buja Buja, what is the maximum different amount of ingredients in each pot of Buja Buja ice cream? Is it 4, 6, 7, or 9? So those are the 6 questions. You've got my email address up on the screen. And if I can have the answers by, or what should we say, 10 o'clock this evening. How's that, David? David Landau.
That's fine. If anybody wishes to split the prize with me, I'll give you the answers. No, I'm absolutely joking.
I'm not.
Thank you very much. And if you haven't seen the promotions, please ask the Shaw to send them to you again. Avi definitely has them, and I will send her the cookbook to send out as well.
Thank you very much, Sharon, for being with us this evening. Thank you also for moving the evening from last night, when, of course, we had competition with the England team. Thankfully, they won, so that it was possibly worthwhile missing you last night just to see the England team win for a change. And you never know, they may even beat the Italians on Sunday. But thank you for moving your date, and thank you for being with us this evening.
Pleasure.
I wish you well.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. If I could just inform everybody who's here that next week we have Elkan Levy with us speaking about the Jews of Georgian England. Of course, Elkan was the president of the United Synagogue previously, and it should be an extremely interesting talk. We look forward to seeing you then. I wish you all well. We look forward to seeing each other in person, and we're all back as in reality, if not normality, but we will be there soon. I wish you all well. I wish you a good Shabbos, and the rest of the evening I wish you well, and have a good weekend. And thank you again, Sharon.
Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Are you staying on, David?
Well, I'll stay on for a few minutes. If anybody
I've
else
asked them to unmute themselves.
If you all unmute yourselves.
They can unmute themselves and talk to you.
Gone now. She's gone now, hasn't she?
Yes.
So we can actually talk about her.
I'm making you co-host, David, because I'm going to leave.
Oh, thank you very much. Living on my own?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have your whiskey.
For what?
Go and have your whiskey.
No, it's too early.
It's never too early for you.
Yeah, it's never too early.
I'll spend the next half hour looking for a whiskey with a Hechsher on it.
Yeah. Well.
So when everybody's unmuted themselves, I see David Mankoff is still unmuted. We still haven't heard from him. I wonder if he's still there.
I wonder what his question is.
I missed the beginning of the quiz.
Is what? Oh.
It may just be that his microphone's not plugged in.
David, enjoy all your whiskies. They're all fine.
David's still trying to get through.